Welcome back to the channel, friends. Let's be honest, making a high income in Gulf can feel like a cheat code. Zero income tax, low cost of living for some, and plenty of job opportunities for the right talent, of course, in cities like Dubai, Riyadh, Doha, and elsewhere. But here's the truth. A high income doesn't guarantee financial freedom. In fact, I know people earning 50,000 dirhams a month and still living paycheck to paycheck. 50,000 dirhams, even with the Dubai's standard, is a good amount. In fact, I heard some people having this kind of income openly saying that this amount is not enough at all to survive. While I know many families somehow navigating at 15,000 dirhams too, not 50,000, 15,000 dirhams. So in this video, I'll break down the order of investing, especially for high income earners living in the UAE or anywhere in the GCC. So you don't just earn more, you build wealth that lasts. Now, to start with, you have to build your safety net, which is called as emergency fund. Before you invest a single dirham, build your emergency fund. Aim for 6 to 12 months of essential expenses and not your full income. This is the money that will save you if you lose your job, face a family emergency, or need to fly back home for any emergency whatsoever. Now, as I mentioned, this should be 6 to 12 months of essential expenses. It means, let's say if your salary is, let's say 30,000 dirhams and your expenses are 15,000 dirhams, you have to save for 6 to 12 months of 15,000 dirhams and not 30,000 dirhams. Keep it liquid and keep it safe. High yielding saving account can help you in emergency fund storage as well. You can also invest in money market funds where those amounts are also liquid and principal is always guaranteed. And options like Sarva, Save, and national bonds are always there in the UAE. Because those are some places you can invest. Also, VO Bank is also good. This is these instruments are always having your principal saved, because I'm not talking about investing right now, I'm just talking about savings. Why is this crucial for high income earners? Because the higher your lifestyle is, the harder the fall is going to be if something goes wrong. The next point is about insurance. Protect your income with insurance. Once you have your safety net, we just talked about emergency fund, protecting your income is also important, especially if you have dependents. You have to have some kind of health insurance, which is mandatory in many GCC countries, but you need to check the coverage and quality of that health insurance. Similarly, there is life insurance, which is very important. You can go for term insurance and not something which is related to investment linked plans. This is a big topic, needs a separate video on that, but for now consider lifetime term life plan instead of the whole life insurance. If you want to start with that, just mention in the comment and we can make a separate video on that. Now comes the disability insurance. Many professionals overlook this, but what happens if you're unable to work, your health or life insurance should have a coverage for this as well. But sometimes the fine print does not give you this facility, so you have to look out for that. If your lifestyle depends on your income, protect it like an asset. Then comes the most important part, which is about investing. Now, most of us invest anyways, and this is where it gets exciting. Many high earners in the Gulf hoard cash or chase risky short-term trends instead of starting with globally diversified ETFs, or let's say global diversification. Now, you can do broad market ETFs like VWRA or VT for global exposure, or for S&P 500, let's say you can invest with VOO. Now, I talk about all these things in my other videos. I have discussed already in details about these, how to invest in them and why to invest in them. I've mentioned all this in the cards of this video, and I've got some courses around this as well. You can go check them out as well. These are like important bits that you need to understand, and it takes some time. That's why I made a separate course on that. Now, there are US domiciled ETFs and Irish domiciled ETFs, which are more important for tax efficiency for expats. There are dividends ETF, there are accumulating ETFs. So all these things you need to understand before you go for the investing. But in any case, do invest in basic things, because your income may be regional, but your investment should be international. That's why globally diversified ETFs are important. Now, how to invest? This is important as well. A lot of people, when I mentioned ETFs, they want to understand what is the next step they need to take. Now, for that purpose, there are multiple platforms which are available, especially if you're an expat here in the GCC. Like you have the platforms like Serva, Interactive Brokers, Saxo Banks, and these are all accessible to UAE residents. There is a auto investing option as well in most of these platforms. You can set up something monthly fixed amount. I mean, you do not have to time the market all the time. You do not have to worry about what is the stock market doing. You just invest on any of specific date that you think. Let's say your salary comes on the 28th of every month. Just make a standing instruction to invest in the market as a globally diversified ETF on the 30th or 29th of every month. Now remember, consistency beats cleverness, and I talk about this all the time on my LinkedIn. So you do check that out as well. My LinkedIn account is also mentioned in the description of this video. Follow me on LinkedIn because there I share most of the instant thoughts that come to my mind, because here on this YouTube videos, it takes time for these videos to go on air. So if you want to get more instant version of what I'm thinking, you have to follow me on LinkedIn. Now, next up is real estate. Now, this is where many high income expats jump the gun. They buy property in Dubai, maybe back home, or maybe both, but not always with a plan. Now, you have to ask yourself, is this property cash flow positive? Can you handle tenant management? Is your property portfolio overexposed to one geography? You have to understand all these things. Now, Dubai rental properties, if managed well, can offer solid returns. REITs are also one of the other options that you can invest in, which can be global or regional real estate investment trust for passive exposure. There are platforms which are giving you options to invest in UAE or Saudi market based on the crowdfunded scenarios, because these are the crowdfunded platforms. These are platforms where you can invest very small amount, and then they can give you rental as well as capital appreciation possibilities. There are options like Smart Crowd, Stake, and Prepco Blocks, and there are many other such platforms that you can go check them out. Links of those all are in the description of this video. You can get some referral bonus as well if you use my referral link. Now, you do not have to buy real estate just because your friends or cousin is doing it, or in fact this is for any other investment, because you don't have to have this herd mentality. Make sure it is aligned with your long-term goals. Then there are optional asset classes as well. Now, if your basics are covered, your emergency fund is done, insurance is intact, stock market, real estate, these investments are also intact, you can explore additional layers as well. These aren't mandatory, but they can add diversification. I can talk about a lot of those options in this video, but let's talk about a few of them. Let's say we talk about gold. It's considered to be an inflation hedge. I've got a video about that, by the way. You can check that video out as well. I've mentioned that in the cards of this video. It is an inflation hedge, but you have to look at the broader picture. You can have 5 to 10% of gold in your portfolio, which is not bad. You can use ETFs or physical gold, but again, the choice is yours. Then comes crypto. This is high risk, high volatility. Only invest if you are okay with losing a lot of your principal amount. Don't go in without understanding blockchain custody, how to let's say have the custody of these coins. The risk involved in everything around crypto, everything needs to be understood before you go into anything serious. If you're going into serious investing with crypto. Now, there are private equities, startups, and businesses as well. You can invest in startups or let's say best is, let's say you can invest in your own business. This is great for wealth acceleration, because not the passive income will not give you anything more than 8 to 10% of returns. But for wealth acceleration, you need to invest in startups or let's say your own business. But these comes with risk as well. Only use the capital that you can afford to actually lose or lock up for at least 5 to 10 years. Now, you need to create systems, not a stress machine. Let's talk about systems here. Wealth isn't built by occasional decisions, it's built by consistent habits. You need to automate your investments. You need to track your net worth quarterly. I do it monthly, by the way, but anything can be done. But at least you need to have some kind of tracking and tracing of systems, not only for expenses, but your net worth as well. I use normal Excel sheet for that. Rebalancing is also important. You need to rebalance your portfolio once or twice a year. Not only the stock portfolio, but you need to see your gold status, you need to see your maybe crypto status, maybe you need to see your stocks, ETFs status. You need to rebalance based on what your long-term goals are. You can use simple spreadsheet or apps. I use Google spreadsheet for this matter, because this Google sheet helps me to access that. Let's say if I'm on my computer or mobile, or let's say my own MacBook or any tablet. So this is everywhere, accessible everywhere. So this is very important. And most importantly, watch out for the lifestyle creep. Just because you are earning more doesn't mean you need to have a bigger car, villa, or 5 vacations a year. The Gulf can be flashy, but wealth prefers quietness. Now let's recap: emergency fund, insurance, global stock market investments, smart real estate exposure, optional assets like gold, cryptos, startups. These are all important. And then you can have some automated investments on all these asset classes, which is simple system that you need to build up. Even if you're buying gold, you can do investments through ETFs and buy gold every month, every week, or whatever your frequency is. If you're earning well, you're already won half the battle. Now it's about protecting, growing, and multiplying that income with intention. Links of all these companies that I talked about in this video are mentioned in the description of this video. Those are affiliate links, and I get some compensation, as you are also getting compensation, because these companies try to gain more customers. Let's say you talk about stocks, you talk about crowdfunded properties. These companies have some referral link. If you are using my referral link, you can get in between 150 dirhams to 500 dirhams as welcome bonus. All of them are linked in the description of this video. Let me know in the comments what stage you are in currently. Are you building your foundations or scaling your investments? And if this has helped you, hit the like and subscribe button and share it with your fellow expat friends who are earning well but not yet investing smart. See you in the next one. Towards the end of this video, you can find some videos. I recently made a video about gold. Here you can find that, and there is a comparative analysis done between different brokers where I invest through. Here is the link to the video. Let me know how did you like the video. Thank you very much.